Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Legio Talk, and if you are joining us for the first time, welcome. Again, I forgot to ask George about what intro should I use, because literally I keep fucking forgetting, and it's been quite a weekend. The topic of this video today is something I feel like I should have talked about for a while, but I kind of want to wait till the right moment, and I feel like the right moment is now. So today I want to talk about, does turning 21 mean anything anymore? Now, I'm saying this in a certain context, and again, Legio Talk is an opinionated show. It is my opinion. I'm voicing my opinion. You are free to agree with me or disagree with me. These are just my thoughts. So I'm recording this. So I'm not up. So the week I'm recording this, I'm not putting a Legio Talk episode because I was just fucking busy this whole weekend. I didn't want to work because it was my birthday weekend, which I turned 21. Henceforth, the reason we're having this discussion. So what I wanted to say is that, you know, turning 21 was something. When I turned 20, I was like, holy shit! The next year would be 21. And if you don't know, here in America, and I feel like this is definitely different around the world. Turning 21 here in America, you become legal to drink. And for me, as the person I am, I'll just give you a bit of context. So when I was in high school, there was already party. When you go to a high school party, it isn't just sodas. It isn't just, you know, having fun, or, well, you're having fun, I'm assuming. It's not just, you know, playing games or stuff like that. You're drinking, you're dancing, you're probably having sex with some random stranger, and that was what my mentality of of high school parties is, and it still persists to call it. Pretty much anyone from 15 or 20 to 20, maybe even 14 or maybe even middle schools. I don't even know what's going on with this current generation. I know in my generation it was a bit different. This culture didn't start to high school, and underage drinking is just something that, you know, a lot of people have done. It is not something the government can keep an eye on. It's not like there's a police officer in every single house watching every youngling, making sure they don't drink. It's impossible. Underage drinking is something. Is it a problem? It's a twofold answer. For the system, for the government, yes, it is a problem. There's a reason why it's 21 and not 14 or 15. There's a reason for that. And for me, I think the reason is that, you know, it's just to prevent any sort of accident, and it's also why people can't even start trying to get a license to drive until 16. And then there's a bunch of other laws that I don't care to know. All I know is that you got to be 16 to drive, you got to be 21 to drink, and then I think it's 24 for the very hard liquor, which I haven't even tried. I don't even think I will try. But the point I'm trying to make is that those laws are in place for a reason, and I respect that. And I 95% respected that. I mean, I kind of fall into the crowd of underage drinking, i.e. I drank a quarter of a hard lemonade when I was 20. That was really it. And then I haven't drank a full bottle of beer until 21. And here's the thing, I only drank one, but I'll get to that in a moment. But generally, what I'm trying to get back to the point here is that there's a reason why we have these laws in place. And I'm not going to get into the whole thing, right? At the end of the day, you're doing the damage. It's the same argument with drugs. You are warned ahead of time, and this is not me trying to badger the people who are 15 to 16 to 18, that age group, from drinking or doing drugs. That is something, I am not that person. For me, you are your own person. You do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to go through that stuff, and that makes you happy, for me, as long as you're happy, I'm fine. If I know you personally, I will be vocal. Otherwise, it's on you. That's my stance on that. And I have known people, I have seen people while I was growing up, and I say that in the context I'm fucking 30 or something. I'm only 21, that's the thing. I'm still have a long ways to go. My perspective on this can change in like 10 years should the show still keep going. It's just something that I have seen. The crowds I was a part of in high school never made me, I was never around that aspect. I was never one to go out drinking. My definition of fun in high school was hang out with my friends, eat some bad junk food, play video games, or just chill and hang out. That was my definition of a good time. And of course, obviously, people, at the end of the day, people, again, if you're under 21 or you don't round that age difference, the thing is, that's up to you. For me, when I was growing up, my mindset was, if you drink underage, that means you go to parties and there's sex, there's drugs involved. That was the stereotype for me, and that's still true. There are still people, mostly females and even guys, who go to these parties just to have a fun time with their friends, with some random stranger, probably in the sexual tent. Again, okay, I'm derailing here. The point is, when you turn 21 for those people, doesn't even matter anymore. I mean, the only real thing I can think of is like, oh, you don't have to use a fake ID anymore. And there's another thing about that, the whole fake ID thing. That's another thing. That's another topic for another time. But I think that's the only real thing for me. Again, when I turned 21, it was like, I get to drink legally. I can go to a bar and order a drink. Again, you know, a good amount of bars don't even card. So sadly, I could have found one of these lucky bars, gone in a drink, probably got wasted. The thing is, for me, is that I've always been confused, like, because when I had the little sips in the past, it wasn't like a full-on, I drank a full thing. It was morely of the, I just drank a little bit of sip, or just not too much. I didn't even fucking like it. I thought, well, maybe I turned 21, I'm going to grow an appreciation for it. It's going to be like soda. And I drank it on my birthday. It was like, definitely not. I had to force the drink sometime, because when I see these commercials, the rare commercial for beer, I think it was, I think the last one was Blue Moon. That looks, what is seen in the commercial, it looks delicious. Like, the coloring, the foam on the top, it looks like something I want to drink. And just to give a little context, my first legal drink was a Corona. So when I drank that, it looked appealing, but when I drank it, I didn't really like it. The aftertaste was kind of bleh. So my question is, how do other people that are more into keep doing shots, doing that thing, and, you know, drinking consistently, and I'm not saying alcoholic level, again, another conversation for another time, how do they do it? I don't know. I couldn't even think about starting a second bottle, and second small cylinder bottle, not one of those big ass bottles. Don't even assume that. How was I gonna do it? Had the thing I was doing for my birthday proceeded to keep going? I just didn't know. When I was planning my birthday, I thought maybe I would drink 3 bottles at the best of it, maybe no more than 4. And then I got to the thing. I couldn't even hold that. I barely finished the one, and I don't know. It was just something that I personally didn't enjoy, and I did enjoy to an extent. And it kind of goes back to the argument I have, is that, do you really need alcohol to have a good time? But Mike, there's some people that would say, definitely yes, it kickstarts the party. And then there's going to be some people like me and majority of my friends like, no, we don't need alcohol. It could be a fun additive. We don't need it. It could be a fun, we could drink this throughout, but we don't need to like use it to start up everything. I think the whole common sense of like, you got to be drinking beer all the time to have fun, it's a stupid mentality. For me, again, opinionated show, I don't think so. I don't need to go to a bar to hang out with my friend. I'd rather go to a good restaurant, maybe order a beer, or maybe just get a Coke or a lemonade or water. That's what I prefer. And of course, people are going to call me, oh, you're a boring person. Well, guess what? Maybe I like being boring. Maybe I don't want to drink beer. And because I used to know someone, okay, I won't go there. Well, I used to know people, I'll say that. I used to know people that like, they want to drink. That's their goal. They want to have these hang-ups just for an excuse for drinking beer. I'm like, really? You could just drink by yourself. But they're arguing, I don't want to drink by myself because it's boring. And like, point proven. But I don't think everything has to revolve around alcohol. And again, people are going to say, well, you're in your 20s now. You want to go out, socialize, and beer is going to be an aspect of life when you're in your 20s. I'm like, again, another good point. But it's just not for me. It isn't. I don't know, really. Like, the thing is, for me, I've been around people that are alcoholics. They drink a lot of alcohol. So the aspect of me drinking alcohol on a very consistent basis is something I don't even want to do. I don't even think about drinking again until maybe Christmas, and then afterwards, maybe 4th of July. That's all I'm thinking of. I can't really think of much else. And so back to the original topic, does turning 21 mean anything anymore? Well, besides the alcohol, the legal alcohol thing here in America, it's just another number. I mean, not to insult my friends or anything, but this was generally a fun birthday for me. I had a good time. But besides that, it wasn't something to... I think 20 was a much bigger deal since I was ending my teen years and going into my 20s. And that was the aspect I was having, as well as, 20s, like the big 20. I've been alive for now 2 decades. That was kind of the big thing. And I don't think I would have... I don't think I'm going to have a bigger deal again until I'm turn 25, which won't be till now. Another 4 years. So it's like... In 4 years from now, I'll be 25, and I'll be a quarter of a way to 100, and that's how I think of it. So, I think to answer my own question, I don't think, at least for me, turning 21 means anything. Because again, to certain people who have already been drinking for 5 years, the only difference is for them is that they don't have to use a fake ID anymore. They can just use their real ID. They don't have to pay for it. And I would honestly love to talk to, maybe I'll do it someday with someone on the PodXcast someday. I would just like to talk to someone who was in that circle, like, who was a partier, I would just like to know, I would like to dig deep in their minds, like, why do you do these things? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You're allowed to live your life. But at the end of the day, I think I draw the line where you're inflicting self-harm on yourself. And I think that's where the line should be drawn. Like, as long as you're not hurting anyone or hurting yourself, I feel like you're fine. Everyone is aware that, there will be damages, there will be negative side effects to your body. And then I know you say, well, it's beer. Well, how a negative side effect? Well, a lot of research shows, and I know that's a very stupid thing to say. It does kill brain cells. It does impair your senses. It could lead you to an accident. That's the only warning. I mean, for me, as long as you get home safe, that's my thing. And of course, people are going to say, oh, then I'm going to drink as much as I want and then go home. I'm like, okay, but as long as you can go back home safely, as long as you can go, and this applies to people under 21 or over 21, as long as you can get home safely without causing damage to yourself or causing damage to others, I think that's okay. And there's going to be the very rare group of people that's going to say, oh, no, you gotta have fun, you gotta live, don't care about anyone else. Well, guess what? If that has happened, and you end up putting someone in the hospital, I hope you get banned from alcohol for life. I hope all the liquor stores say, I can't sell you beer because you intentionally hurt someone. And of course, that doesn't happen here in New York, or I don't think anywhere in America. I don't think so. But know what you're doing, and just kind of to wrap this whole thing up, because I don't think I really answered my question that much. I just kind of went on these tangents, but they still connected to the topic. I don't think turning 21 should be much of a big deal. I mean, if you are one of the normies, or the people who like follow the rules, or just never touched a bottle of alcohol in your life, then that's a great thing. Then it's like, I'm tasting this thing, I'm tasting a piece of adulthood. But if you have, it's like, okay, it's just the same old, just legally. That's the only difference. So, and then I think the last kind of funny thing I'll say is that whenever I see now, I'm in that generation now, I'm in that time period now where people are officially turning 21 in my age bracket. So it's like hilarious how they're finally posting like these pictures of them in these bars. Like, please, this is not your first time in these bars. This is not a special, like the birthday aspect is special. I'm not knocking that. But the whole drinking thing is not special in that aspect, in that scenario. That's all I'm trying to say. And anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Legio Talk. Shout out to the blue hoodie, bringing that back from season 1. I don't think I used this blue hoodie in like a video in like forever. Or maybe I did in the beginning of the year and I just don't remember. Because again, I record so many of these videos, I don't remember how far ahead, which outfits I use. I think I'm reusing outfits by this point. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, favorite, share, do all that jazz. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great day.